Now here to help you kick off the week right, Marcus Bean is back in the kitchen, dishing out the ultimate budget-friendly, delighted to hear it, comfort food, his 3-bean chilli. Marcus, I've never been behind the cooking bit before, so...
Yes,
you know,
there's quite a lot of ingredients. You've been nibbling on some of those already.
You can't have food in front of you like that and not eat it.
Exactly. So we're going to do a 3-bean chilli, and this is a really, as you said, it's a budget-friendly recipe. It's a great sort of family one, perfect for the beginning of the week. Kids are back at school, put everything in a pan, don't have to worry too much. You've got to cook it for a long period of time. Now, we're doing it with 3 different types of beans, make it vegetarian, but of course you could add some mince into this if you wanted to. So first thing to start is the base. So I'm going to do some onions, and then some red peppers and a bit of garlic, OK? And then... we've got some other little toppings, which I might even get, as it's your first day in the kitchen, Martin, I might get you to do. So we're going to do a little tomato salsa here. Okay. So this is to give you that sort of fresh element, because these are quite rich and smoky, and we want something cold. You
need to be very specific with me, or I will get this wrong.
Not all of that.
OK.
That's what I'll say. So a little splash of that, probably about a sort of tablespoon if you want. And then we've got some tomatoes, spring onion, and we've also got some coriander and red onion. And you're going to put that into there.
Am I mixing it up?
Yeah, a little bit of touch of seasoning, a little bit of salt, and then you can squeeze some lime juice in there as well.
Do you cook at home, Martin?
Not very. I have.
Oh, Marcus, sorry, Martin.
Yeah, we thought we guessed that. No offence. I'm not the biggest cook out there. I have certain things I make. You know, the classic spag bowl. I've got a good chicken soup that I do, and you know, a special Saturday sandwich I make for my daughter, which I do.
What's in the Saturday sandwich? That's good.
It's got some chicken in it. It's got some garlic mayo. I throw lots of other... It's a classic leftover type stuff that we throw in there.
But those sorts of dishes are great because you can bring everything together.
She says it's her favourite thing she eats, but I think that's just because she loves her daddy.
She loves it. So onto here. So I've got the onions, the garlic and the red peppers, which are cooking down. I'm then going to add a little bit of spice. So we've got some ground cumin. One of my favourite ingredients, smoked paprika.
Oh,
yeah. It just adds a bit of smokiness, and it's sort of... you can get a sweet or a smoky spicy variety, so you've got a couple of options if you don't like the heat in this. This goes in, and then I'm going to add into here my tomatoes. So this is just a tin of chopped tomatoes, and then we've got the 3 different types of beans. Again, you can use any beans you want for this.
That's kidney, is it?
Kidney beans. We've got borlotti beans.
Nice.
And cannellini beans. So you can use any variety. If you've got butter beans at home,
I love butter beans. They're my favourite.
Add all those in.
And beans are interesting because there's a lot of talk at the moment about how we don't eat enough beans. They're really good for our gut health, and it's
very
a
good
food group, a food type that people under-eat.
Well, also, I think people tend to sort of just think of beans and don't put much flavour in. Anything you infuse with flavour in is going to taste great. So for me, making something like a chilli like this is just absolutely perfect. So once everything's cooked down, you've got that. Just have a little taste of that sauce. Just make sure it's balanced. So if it needs a little bit of acidity, such as salt, a little bit extra in there. I'm going to put some...
I literally have no idea what that means.
Perfect.
It tastes nice to me. Does that work?
That's it, exactly that.
Fine.
If it tastes good, it's
done.
done.
You want to try Josie? No, go.
Yeah, give Josie a try.
Spoon, don't worry.
Lovely.
So we've got some tomato puree going in here, some chipotle paste, which is like a smoked pepper paste. And then I've also got a couple of stock cubes, which you can just crumble in here.
I think you're going to be the new family chef.
Is that it? Look at that, straight in there. And then the other thing, because I like a bit of texture, I'm getting some of these lovely corn tortillas, and you can just use sort of the wheat ones as well if you want. A little bit of oil on them, and then a touch of salt. And all I've done is just chop those up in slices into the oven. And these just give like a little crispy, nice texture to the top of it. We've got on those sides, I tell you what I might get actually, just, you're only good with a knife.
Oh, be careful.
I'm going to get you to chop way.
Just very carefully chop that little chilli in there.
How small do you want it chopped?
Well, you know, if you've been making your sandwich, I'm sure... Yeah, perfect, look at that. Done.
Make sure you wash your hands.
Now, if this gets a bit thick, you can just add a little touch of water into it just to let it down. I'm going to grab the fried... Now, you can fry these in a little pan. Look at that. Looking fabulous. I'm going to get the plates up and we can start serving this one. So we made this a little bit earlier. Now, this generally takes around about 30 to 40 minutes. If, of course, anyone wants to try this at home, look at that.
Watching Martin chop a chilli, it's quite painful. He's going like that.
Right, Josie, I'm going to give you a quick one.
I need to play my
Josie.
Near the food, I'm walking away.
Don't rub your eyes.
I don't want to show off, but if you just hold this bit of the knife and do that...
Oh, yeah.
Then it'll chop, you know, I know you can't be good at everything, but...
What's the best credit card on the market, love? All right.
We work to our strengths. So, the other thing we're going to do is make a very quick little sour cream. So just in front of you is a bowl of double cream.
Yeah.
I want you to squeeze the lemon juice in. So lots of people buy sour cream, and actually it's really simple to make at home. Lemon juice, a little bit of salt, double cream, whip it together, and that's it. Sour cream done.
Have you done the salt, or do I need to add the salt?
No, you need to add that little touch of salt. So I'm just going to start plating this, and we're going to then start to garnish it ready for us to have a little taste. Oh, the smell of this is just delicious.
I'll carry on.
But again,
carry on with the
getting a little bit fruity in the studio later. Everything. See, and then when you put the lemon juice in...
I'm running home after the studio, so
you'll be running
so the
seriously
beans
fast.
will be
Look at that.
absolutely
Straight in there.
fantastic. No one's near
And I
enough to
pinch that
keep up with me.
Josie, look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Skills.
There we go.
Skills.
I'm not one to show off.
Oh, no.
Thanks.
Right, that's enough. That's all done. Perfect, Martin.
I
So
do this properly.
now we're just going to chop a little bit of this
Look at that chopping.
coriander over the top.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I want
And
lessons
then-
on the chopping. Forget the cooking. I want the
There
chopping
we are.
lessons.
Let's go a little bit on here on the top. So I love the coriander. And the thing with coriander is don't over-chop it. Now, it sounds a bit strange, that, but basically you don't want to over-chop it. The reason being is because you can bruise the coriander and it goes a bit bitter. So you want to keep
Well,
it
it
just
actually
chopped.
changes the flavour if you over-chop it.
Yeah, so anything like soft, like basil or coriander, just chop it very gently, chop it once. Don't do that thing you just see the chefs do, chopping over the time because it bruises it. And then cream.
What about my
We'll
chilies
finish
then,
off.
Marcus?
We're going to go
You
chilies
should-
on
that
top.
might cream
don't
All right.
worry.
go with first.
Cream on there, look at this. And then you're going to garnish with those. Look
My
at
cream
this.
before your chilli.
Here we go. Right, sprinkle your chilies on top.
Oh, there's just... Oh,
yeah,
OK.
yeah, I'll do that.
Thanks.
Get your knife and fork
Thank
there.
you.
There we are, straight into that.
OK.
Let's have a
And
little
then
go on
last
this.
little crumb over the top for the bit of crunchy texture. Coming in here, Josie. There is a little bit of cheese as well, if you like a bit of cheese. on there.
Oh, it's so smoky.
So you get that smoky,
So smoky
delicate
and
flavour.
lovely.
And remember, the recipe's all online, so you can try this at home.
That's actually
but perfect. And this
really,
works out
really very good.
about 75p a portion. So really, really cheap and delicious.
And once you've made it, well, you can freeze it and
Freeze it, store it. This will keep in the fridge for a few days. So I always think if you do it in advance, next day it always tastes much better as well.
Great if you're meal planning. Really
Exactly.
good to get it done in the meal planning.
Perfect.
Thanks, Marcus Bean, with
My
your bean
pleasure.
chilli.
For details of I've got food in my mouth.
Oh,
What am I
sorry.
doing
Yeah,
this?
if you want details of Marcus's recipe, check it all out on our free This Morning app.